Hello class 12th student, this is recap video of P block elements. So we are going to study P block elements. In this P block we have to mainly study group 15 elements, 16 elements, 17 and 18 elements. We have to study group 15, 16, 17 and 18 elements. So in group 15 if we see, elements are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. These are the elements of group 15, and if we see the electronic configuration, it is 7, 15 and then 33, then we have 51 and then 83. So these are the atomic numbers of elements: nitrogen 7, phosphorus 15, arsenic 33, antimony 51 and bismuth 83. So first we will see some physical properties of these elements and then we will see chemical properties. So starting with this group 15, also known as nitrogen family. So in group 15 elements, first if we talk about the atomic radii, then when we move down the group, you can see number of protons are increasing, number of electrons are increasing, as well as number of cells are increasing. Due to the increase in number of cells, atomic radii of these metal atom increases down the group. So we can see when we move down the group, atomic radii increases. Atomic radii increases. When we move down the group, atomic radius increases. Second point is electron gain enthalpy. When we talk about electron gain enthalpy, it is the energy released when an extra electron is added to the outermost shell of an orbit. So when we move in the group 15 element, then atomic electron gain enthalpy increases upside. This is the order of increase. Normal trend of increase of electron gain enthalpy is this one, but there is some anomaly in the behavior of this group 15. The phosphorus will have maximum electron gain enthalpy than nitrogen. So normal trend is this one. Up the group, electron gain enthalpy increases, but one difference is there, phosphorus will have maximum. So if you write here the trend of electron gain enthalpy, then phosphorus will have maximum electron gain enthalpy, then nitrogen, then there will be arsenic, then there will be antimony, and least will be of bismuth. Bismuth will have least electron gain enthalpy. Next is ionization energy. When we talk about ionization energy, when we move down the group, ionization energy decreases. You can see that in group 15, these two elements are non-metal. These two elements are arsenic and antimony are metalloid, and this bismuth is metal. So we can clearly see here that group 15 is heterogeneous group. Why it is heterogeneous group? Because it contains metal, non-metal, metalloids, all the variety of elements that is present in periodic table, all variety of elements are present in this single group. Non-metals are also there, metalloids are also there, and metal is also there. That's why this is called heterogeneous group. Group 15, mostly all the P block elements are heterogeneous. So this is heterogeneous group. This one is heterogeneous group. As far as ionization energy is concerned, when we move down the group, ionization energy decreases. So we'll write the order of ionization energy is like this. When we are moving down the group, ionization energy in this group is decreasing. And there is direct relationship between ionization energy and metallic character. We all know that when ionization energy decreases, metallic character increases, and you can clearly see in this group that when we are moving metal, then metalloid, and then non-metal, metalloid, metal. Down the group, metallic character is increasing. And same can be justified by the order of ionization energy also. When we are moving down the group, ionization energy is decreasing. Next we come to electronegativity. Electronegativity, already you have studied in lower class that it is tendency to pull the shared pair of electron, and lower is the size, higher will be electronegativity. So if we talk about the trends of electronegativity, it will be upside. That is, when we move up the group, electronegativity increases. As far as metallic characters are there, when we move down the group, metallic character increases. When we move down the group, metallic character increases. When we go up the group, non-metallic character increases. Upside, non-metallic character will increase. Upside, non-metallic character will increase. Downside, metallic character will increase. And as far as oxidation state is concerned, when we talk about the oxidation state, then oxidation state, common oxidation state for these elements are -3. 3 is the common oxidation state, but bismuth will not show negative oxidation state as it is a metal, but nitrogen shows negative oxidation state because it is a non-metal. So the common oxidation state is -3 and +3, as well as +5. +5 is also oxidation state. But when we move down the group, +5 oxidation state becomes least stable. Move the group, +5 oxidation state least stable. +5 oxidation state will be least stable, and +3 oxidation state will be most stable. +5 will be most stable, and opposite will be on upside. On upside elements, +3 oxidation will be most stable. +5 oxidation state on upside, +5 oxidation state will be most stable, and +3 will be least stable. So when we move down the group, lower oxidation states are more stable, and when we move up the group, higher oxidation states are more stable. Due to this behavior, the reason for this behavior is inert pair effect. Reason of this behavior is inert pair effect. Now I am going to discuss what is inert pair effect. If we see the electronic configuration of these elements, then nitrogen will have electronic configuration helium, (2s2), 2p3. Electronic configuration of nitrogen will be helium. Inert core is helium. This core will not participate in any kind of chemical reaction. So helium, 2s2, 2p3. Now if we come to phosphorus, its electronic configuration will be neon, and 3s2, 3p3. Now if we come to arsenic, then its electronic configuration will be argon, 3d10, (4s2), 4p3. Now if we come to antimony, its electronic configuration will be krypton, and 4d10, 5s2, 5p3. Now if we come to bismuth, then we'll have here electronic configuration xenon, 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p3. So these are the electronic configuration of group 15 elements. Here we can notice one important thing, that so in these electronic configuration we can clearly see that when we move down the group, electrons are entering into d and f orbitals. You can see from this arsenic, before entering into 4s, electron is entering first into 3d10, then before 5s2 electron is in 4d10, before 6s2 electron is in 4f14, 4f and 5d. So what happens when electron enters into d and f subcell, then due to diffused nature of d and f subcell, effective nuclear charge on s electron increases. When effective nuclear charge on s electron increases, it results in increase in ionization energy of s electron. We already know that s subcells are more closer to nucleus, so it has more attraction of nucleus, and apart from that, due to involvement of f and d subcell, which has very low screening effect on s electron, the effective nuclear charge further increases. If nucleus will have more strong attraction on s electron, in that case ionization energy of s electron will increase, and due to this increased ionization energy, s electron do not participate in any kind of chemical reaction, because it is very hard to excite electron of s subcell. That's why when we move down the group, these s electron starts to become inert. Inert means they do not participate in any kind of chemical reaction, they cannot be removed from the atom, and because of that you can see 2 electrons are there in subcell. That's why it is called inert pair. This pair becomes inert. This pair becomes inert and called inert pair, and due to this inert pair behavior, this effect is called inert pair effect. So when s electron will not participate, only these p3 electrons can be excited, can be removed from the atom. That's why it shows stable +3 oxidation state downside, but upside you can see d and f orbitals are not involved, effective nuclear charge is less, so all these 5 electrons can be excited and can be removed. That's why they show +5 oxidation state. So when we move down the group, +3 oxidation state, that is lower oxidation state is more stable, and when we move up the group, higher oxidation state is more stable. Down the group, lower oxidation state is more stable, up the group, higher oxidation state is more stable. So this was about the group 15 elements. Now we will see some abnormal behavior of nitrogen atom. When we come to group 15 elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, the first element of all the P block, group 15, 16, 17, shows abnormal behavior from the other elements. So nitrogen has abnormal behavior than other elements. What is that abnormal behavior? Nitrogen cannot extend its covalency. It cannot extend its covalency, but phosphorus can extend covalency. Phosphorus can extend its covalency. This phosphorus atom can extend its covalency. How? We are going to check that why this is happening. So if we see the electronic configuration of nitrogen atom, atomic number 7, then its electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. This is electronic configuration of nitrogen, and if we see electronic configuration of phosphorus, then its electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3 and 3d0. You know that when principal quantum number is 2, in that case there will be only 2 orbital s and p. Now important thing is that in case of nitrogen, vacant d orbital is not there, but in case of phosphorus, vacant d orbital is there. यानी इसके पास एक्स्ट्रा गेस्ट रूम नहीं है phosphorus के पास guest room है. This d orbital is guest room of this phosphorus. So when unexpectedly more number of guests comes in case of phosphorus, it can accommodate in d orbital. Nitrogen having no guest room, so it cannot accommodate. It can accommodate only limited number of guests. So why I am using this term guest, that we will see. If we say NCl5, there will be no formation of NCl5 because there is only 3 unpaired electron in phosphorus p subcell. In the p subcell of nitrogen, there is only 3 unpaired electron. So only 3 chlorine atom can make bond with this nitrogen atom. There are 3 unpaired electrons. So 3 chlorine atom will come, will share its electron with this 3 unpaired electron, and all the electrons will be paired. But in case of phosphorus, PCl5 is possible. In case of nitrogen, NCl5 is not possible because nitrogen has no vacant d orbital, so it cannot extend its covalency from 3 to 5. But as far as phosphorus is concerned, you can see vacant d orbital is there, so it can extend its covalency. If we draw the block diagram, you can see here, this one is p subcell of phosphorus and this is d subcell. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. So phosphorus will, this is the unpaired electron of phosphorus, so chlorine may come and share its electron with this p subcell. Now extra 2 guest came, that extra 2 guest is chlorine here. Nitrogen has no guest room, has no vacant d orbital, so nitrogen cannot accommodate, and so this compound will not form. Nitrogen will form NCl3. सिर्फ 3 ही क्लोरीन को एकोमोडेट कर पाएंगे, 2 क्लोरीन को कहेंगे जाइए बॉन्ड, वी कैन नॉट मेक बॉन्ड, वी हैव नो स्पेस, वी हैव नो ऑर्बिटल्स टू एकोमोडेट योर इलेक्ट्रॉन. बट phosphorus has vacant d orbital, and because of that it can accommodate extra 2 electron of chlorine, and that's why it can make PCl5. So one question comes in board examination that PCl5 exists but not NCl5. Why? Because N does not contain vacant d orbital. Second thing is that size of nitrogen is very small. Size is very small as well as electronegativity is very high. 2 things are there. First, 3 important points you have to remember actually in case of nitrogen. It has no d orbital, it has no vacant d orbital. Second, its size is small, and third and the most important, its electronegativity is high. High electronegativity, small size and absence of vacant d orbital gives peculiar behavior to nitrogen. So whenever you get any question related to nitrogen, you can answer in these 3 sentences: high electronegativity, small size and absence of vacant d orbital, and then you can answer very easily. So this was all about p orbital. In the next recap video, I will discuss more about the physical and chemical properties of group 15 elements.